Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today we've got to break down the update note that isn't yet in-game, but is in Discord. And if you like updates before they arrive in-game, consider subscribing to my channel. Let's review. This update, by the way, has a increased amount of refund when you dismantle legendary equipment, so this could be major. I've only glanced through some of this, though, so let's read this thing from top to bottom. The Supreme Strife tournament is about to begin. Registration rules. Okay, if your city hall is 25 or higher and you're in the Season of Conquest, you can form a pact in between the start of the event and the end of the registration. Qualifying for the Strife. At the end of the registration period, the top 64 packs by total power in your server region, that's international servers or Chinese servers, will qualify for the Supreme Strife. Anyone watching my videos is pretty much on the international servers. There may be a few people on the Chinese servers, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Yeah. Anyways, the format, the Supreme Strife, consists of multiple rounds of matches with 8 packs in each match, and at the end of each match, the 4 packs with the most points will advance to the next round. So this is kind of like a group stage, right? Then the tournament lasts for a month with a round of matches held every Saturday. Pack leaders can vote on the specific start time for their match. Each match lasts 4 hours. That is a long, like this is not Ark of Osiris, which is an hour. 4 hours of battling. Okay. Okay, Supreme Strife consists of multiple rounds of matches. 8 packs in each match. Oh, this is not group stages. 8 packs in each match. All this terminology. A pact is like an ad hoc alliance. So you have your like ad hoc alliance. There's 8 alliances per match. The 4 with the most points advance. Okay, I don't know. We got to keep going. Maybe we'll figure it out. Forming packs. After the Supreme Strife event begins, you can create or join a temporary alliance called a pact. You do not need to leave your regular alliance. Thank goodness for that. And pact member limits will increase as the event progresses. Whoa. So it's like you make a team and like, if the team is doing well, they can add more people onto it? Okay. You cannot quit your pact if it is advancing to the next round. If your pact gets eliminated, you can quit and join an advancing one. Huh. Okay. So, this is like musical chairs, and like the number of chairs that are available is like going to decrease when teams get eliminated. Okay. Gameplay. In each match, packs will be ranked by their points. They can earn points by occupying supreme sites located across the battlefield. All governors will receive buffs equal to max level crystal tech and past glory bonuses. Lost Kingdom buffs will not take effect. Okay. So you're going to occupy supreme sites to get points. You're ranked by your points, and you have the equivalent of crystal tech and past glory bonuses. Got it. To claim territory, packs can build pact flags on the Supreme Strife battlefield. Pact flags have 350% bonus to construction speed and have a fixed durability of 1,000. The build speed of pact flags is not affected by the number of governors helping to build it. Oh, interesting. Okay. So not affected by the number of governors helping to build it. Okay, interesting. In regular gameplay, the more players that are in a structure when it's building, the faster that it builds, like a flag or a fort. A certain proportion of severely wounded units in field and stronghold battles will instead be permanent troop loss. Oh no. Sev wounded units will be instantly healed at no cost when they return to the owner's city. I guess that's a W. At the end of each Supreme Strife match, the majority of units lost during the match will be resurrected for free. The majority is not all. And I mention that because if I'm preparing for a new season, how happy is my king going to be if I have a little side quest and lose 1 million troops permanently? Maybe they'd be happy. Chisgule loses power. But, like, I don't know. I guess it depends on the player and the kingdom. Okay. Okay, so at the end of each Supreme Strife match, the majority of units killed are resurrected for free. In the Supreme Strife, commanders can equip skills from auxiliary commanders at no cost, allowing for all new strategic combinations. Now, that sounds very fun, and it also sounds like the DPS will be through the roof, which is more acceptable in a world in which the Crystal Tech now is more tanky. Rewards. At the end of each Supreme Strife match, all participating governors will receive generous rewards. Governors who advance to the next round will receive bonus rewards. Governors who receive additional rewards based on their pack's final ranking. Reward pool includes permanent city themes, exclusive titles, marching effects, teleport effects, avatar frames, name plaques, and other in-game rewards. By killing enemy units and training units in the Supreme Strife, governors can level up their Supreme Strife Battle Pass and unlock new rewards, purchase the Supreme Soldier Bundle to access extra rewards and added benefit. Okay. Well, Pioneer Experience. Before the Supreme Strife begins, we'll be holding a Pioneer Experience version of the tournament designed to familiarize potential contenders with the rules and special mechanics. We hope this preview will make the actual Supreme Strife more exciting for participants and spectators. I think that it will, and I think this is a really good idea. The Supreme Strife Pioneer Experience mostly has the same rules, but with a few different differences in format, rewards, and the Hall of Legends. Yeah, I mean, I think in the Pioneer Experience, you should just get 100% of your troops back for sure. For sure. Basically, you treat it like a test. Cost players nothing except their time. Okay, that's the way I would approach that. All in all, really interesting. My only concern is in the conflicting dynamic of, oh, I'm supposed to be fighting in KVK right now. Oh, gotta go to my Supreme Strife matchup. That's my only kind of head scratcher on this one. Ark of Osiris is the same way, but at least that's like a kingdom-wide effort, whereas Supreme Strife is not. It's like a multi-kingdom effort. So I'm very curious how that is all going to go. All in all, hyped to see a new game mode in Rise of Kingdoms, and let's continue on for now. Our summer event series is on its way. Esmeralda's Prayer, Collection, Arms Training, and Tempest Clash. High Seas. Man, I haven't done Tempest Clash in a while, I feel like. The Fountain of Dreams event is about to begin. During this event, you can spend Clammy K's. I feel like I have definitely talked about Clammy K's in the past. Whenever you make a wish with Dream Coins, you will either receive the Dream Tickets or a new cosmetic. Dream Tickets can be used in the Dream Shop. I don't do anything with the cosmetic shop, truth be told. The reward pool includes ocean-themed city effects, profile themes, war themes, UI, a plant decoration, special avatar chat bubbles, and chat themes. Okay. While the event is ongoing, you can log in each day to claim a lovely... I am here for the lovely login gifts. Let's go. Okay. Season of Conquest optimization. This is meaty. This has got to be interesting, right? The new crystal technology system will be pioneered in Tides of War and will remain available in Heroic Anthem. Cool. I would say so far, the new crystal tech seems like a big W. Dalrook's Puzzle Box. Replace the Epic Blueprint Fragment Choice Chest with Epic Blueprint Fragments Choice Chest. At least now it includes engineering, but I mean, endgame players literally do not really need this, do they? So, whatever. It's an upgrade. These changes will only apply to stories and events that begin after the update. All right. This is actually pretty small for SOC section, but I think we have a lot coming at the very end here that's going to be big. Ark of Osiris adjustments. Preseason. Matchmaking algorithm will consider KP trends over the last 90 days to determine recent activity levels and map battle performance. Cool. I love the idea that they're going to go and improve matchmaking. I think literally everyone will always feel like better matchmaking is a W. Matchmaking will also consider recent power, kills, and number of registrants of both sides to ensure a balanced match. Cool. The algo for Season of Conquest, Ark of Osiris matchmaking, will consider governors, commanders, equipment, and armaments. They made the matchmaking algorithm more resilient to fluctuating data, such as average power and total KP. Golden Battlefield. Replace the overall ranking system with an overall rating. Split it into grades, SAB. KP and Kingdom History will no longer be displayed, Matchmaking, rating, and kingdom history will still be displayed for reference purposes. It will not be displayed, but it will be displayed. Okay, I don't know. Maybe they're just changing where they share it. Combat optimization. Troops can no longer gain rage while out of combat. Now we get to some juicy stuff. So if you didn't know this, you can pre-rage your troops when they're not in combat, and it's kind of a big deal. This is a major change, the way that rage works. Most people are not influenced, but as an example, if you've subscribed to my channel and you watch my live streams, you would know that we pre-rage the marches that are about to take a pass when there's a big pass opening, so that they start with a full 100 rage bar. It's a neat little trick. New combat settings. Okay, now this could be really cool. Moved filter mode, quick command, attack, march, and other combat-related options to a new combat settings page. Here's the thing. I need to access this the way that this stuff is currently designed, like on a very regular basis, and it does need to be on the main screen. So I'm anxious about this. They need the settings to somehow accommodate for the fact that, like, frequently you need to change what you're doing. Added a setting to adjust the thickness of troop march lines. I would make them near zero or disappear entirely. Added a setting to choose which type of march lines you want to display. Okay, yeah, make them go away. Yeah, just clear up all the map clutter. Added the thing is that it is information. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I kind of want them to just be like gone for everybody. Added the sync quick command and hold and drag setting. Okay, sync quick command and hold and drag setting. If enabled, your attackable target settings for quick command will also be applied to hold and drag commands. I'm interested. I'm anxious. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm interested and anxious in these combat settings changes. I'm going to have to see it to really understand it, and I'm hoping it's a big W, but we'll have to see how it works. I do like this march thickness thing. I mean, you know, I have not been using the new maps specifically because I couldn't tell the difference between the light pillars that represent units in the filter mode and the thick lines. So, yeah, this part feels like an easy W over here. Kind of hyped about that. Okay, other changes and additions. Added 2 new engineering commanders, Archimedes and Mary. 2 new commanders obtained from the Wheel of Fortune in Season 2 and the Legendary Tavern in subsequent seasons. I would temper my expectation for how good they'll be. If they're available in Season 2, I mean, Alexander the Great and Esong were early game commanders that are still very good. So it could be that they're very good. And it also could be that they're the next CJ or Bertrand or, Saladin or Khan. This list goes on and on and on. I don't know what their power level is going to be. But if you are considering a siege investment, I would pause all, especially if you haven't started yet. I would pause that project, wait until we see what this is before proceeding, because this could be goated, right? This is the big one that I really wanted to talk about. Dismantling legendary equipment with a special talent now refunds 100% of the forging cost and 50% of the awakening cost. There is so much to talk about here. So, okay, where to begin? First of all, huge W. If what we're talking about is I get 100% of the materials I spent, I don't know what this is. It's so funny because, okay, there's 3 costs here. There's the forging cost, there's the refining cost, and there's the awakening cost. So today, I think you get 50% forging, 50% awakening, right? But you get 0 of the talenting, the refining. So is it still 0 of the refining? But it had to be refined with a special talent to not get, or when they say awakening, are they referring specifically to special talents? Is this a translation issue? I'm not sure how this works. This is either like huge W. It's probably a W no matter what, but still not as pushed as I want it to be. I want 100% of materials spent on the crafting, the refining, and the awakening to be given back. That's what I want. And if you have to ditch our patterns, sucks to suck, but at least all those materials that money went into would be retained. And like, if someone wants to shift the direction of their collection, it'll take time, but like they can do it at a cost that is, depending on your perspective, reasonable, right? But if, you know, I'd have to do the math on the materials here. If this is giving 100% of the refining cost back as well as the crafting cost, it's still pretty good. Although the awakening ain't cheap either, man. You know what I mean? Like, you could have put a lot of legendary materials into the awakening. So anyways, we're going to have to see exactly how this works. Now this is really good. Governors who have dismantled legendary equipment with special talents before the update will be compensated for the difference in refunded materials via mail within 1 week of the update. Huge W, but also, like, what about legendary gear that didn't have a special talent? I would really like to see them push their perspective on this, you know? The way to think about this is almost like it's like if you return something at a store and they gave you a store credit, but the way it works today is like the store credit is like, you know, like here's potentially like 20% of the original materials, patterns, etc. Like, here's 20% of the value back that went into this thing. It's like, well, I get that I did get to use it for a while, but like, I would like to see that be pushed, right? That's my perspective. Every player would like to see that be pushed, I think, right? I guess there's some people who are like, no, I happen to pick the right things, and so I want to be rewarded for it. But I think most would agree with me on this. But I could be wrong. Sound off in the comments. Well, I'll be very eager to see how this works. A huge W to anyone who dismantled equipment with talents that will be getting materials back. I know I haven't done that. I feel like I can't do that because of the cost. It's being too steep. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Modified the effect of the Rapid March 1 and 2 Alliance tech from increases troops' march speed when marching to a target that is in Alliance territory to increases the march speed of your troops while in Alliance territory. This is such a big deal. One of the biggest hacks in the history of Rise of Kingdoms, and I feel like the guy to have popularized it, and credit where credit is due, was Fleisch, okay? He and I were in a kingdom together, Kingdom 51, back in the day, very first kingdom. We started in the same kingdom. He ultimately became a YouTuber, and one of the things that I think he was the first one to, like, really open the awareness of the community to was the fact that all you have to do is target your Alliance territory, and you move faster, even if you're deep in enemy territory. Okay? So the Alliance territory bonuses say when you're marching on Alliance territory, you go faster. Right-clicking onto your territory, targeting your territory, is what made you go faster, not actually being on your territory. Now, you must actually be on your territory, which just makes more sense to me. Like, actually, now it's about defending your territory. Because, like, it's so annoying that, like, an enemy can be on your land, in your face, messing you up, stuffing you in your city, and they get the march speed bonus constantly, because the hack here is that instead of right-clicking to go backwards and reposition, you always just retreat to your city, and if your city's on territory, you get the speed bonus, you see? So I think this is a massive W from the devs, if this works the way that I think it will. Honestly, a lot of W's in this update, even though I just triple back on this one. I would really love the perspective on this to be pushed. Museum relics for Mulan, Caesar, Ragnar, and Mehmed can now be upgraded. You know your boy Cheese using Mulan and Canyon is going to really enjoy that. I'll take it. W. Also, Caesar has a way of remaining relevant, so let's see. I mean, I'm very curious for these two. I don't think Ragnar is meta, and I doubt they will make him meta by virtue of the museum buff. I think Mehmed could be very compelling based on the museum buff, but We'll see. Anyways, on we go. Generals, queens, and prime ministers in kingdoms and lost kingdom domains can now use, this is huge, imprison, exile, banish, leader, and inspire king skills. Huge W. Love to see this. How many of you have been in a situation where it's like, we need the king? And it's like, well, the king went to sleep. Well, get wrecked. So this gives you some options here. A lot of options. Love to see it. You're going to have to be careful about who these titles go to now. But, anyways, divided officer management permissions into 6 categories. Oh, whoa, this is complicated. Info management, member management, internal management, building management, garrison rally management, and admin management. Oh my God. 6 types of officers, added 8 new officer titles to Season 3 and SOC. Alliance leaders and counselors can customize the permissions. Look, big picture, there's a lot of stuff you have to do, and it would be nice if one of those things was not constantly promoting and changing who has titles and who's R4 so that they can actually manage their garrison captain. So I think anything the devs do to make the life of leaders in this game easier is a huge W. It is the easiest W they can possibly lock, and you love to see it. So if that is what this is, and I think that is what it is, awesome. Okay, up next, in-game chat. You can now prevent governors not on your friends list from sending you a private message or mentioning you. Interesting. You can prevent a governor from mentioning you. Okay, I mean, can't they still... I guess they just can't at you, but they can, like, still write your name. So, like, you know, they can still talk about you, I guess. Whatever. Increased... Keep my name out of your mouth. Anyways, increased Alliance Balockless cap to 200. Replace the Destiny Reforged bundle with the Recast and Reforged bundle. Okay, so new bundle coming out. Interesting. Gonna be very curious about that and what that has. For troops that aren't retreating, the march speed of wounded and dead units will no longer be factored in when calculating the troops' march speed. Oh. What a strange bug. Okay, interesting. Well, look. I mean, I guess we call it a bug, right? The troops are dead. If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. I am hyped for these changes. I would love to see the sort of store credit be pushed here on dismantling legendary equipment, regardless of whether or not it has the talent. People make commitments before they realize what the meta really is or the meta changes, and I just would love to be able to try more stuff. That's just my perspective. If you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. Overall, again, a lot of W's here, and I gotta go back to fighting. If you want to see the pass opening, which is really fun, and I got to talk to Gecko Gaming, check the card in the end screen. Gecko Gaming literally dropped in stream for like 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna make a separate vid about that, but you can check the card in the end screen. It'll be over here.